Am I slowly changing my tune on Cuban links? Are the square links really catching my attention a little bit more? Is that filing profile with corners really giving me more of a tingly sensation in my stomach? I think we should revisit and do a little bit of side-by-side comparison. Let's roll my motherfucking music so we can take a look at a rose gold square filed Cuban link and compare it with a traditional.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. The traditional Miami Cuban link. This one is a 10 karat rose gold from Gold Fever Miami. Just a great overall look, and I'm a fan of the traditional look. But what happens? Cuba be flip-flopping sometimes. I love something until I see something else that catches my attention. Now what happens? We're all human. Things can change and perceptions can feel a little bit different. Now, what we're going to be doing here is a side-by-side comparison to two rose gold pieces. The 10 karat rose gold traditional Miami Cuban link from Gold Fever Miami versus a rose gold sweet little 7mm, 7.5 inch square Miami Cuban link from Daniel Jewelry Inc. That little square profile look really catches a little bit of attention. I'm not going to lie. This one is just a really, really nice, subtle size. 7mm for me is a little bit too small for a Cuban link, in my personal opinion. I think bare minimum on bracelet should be in the space of 9mm, but that's just my personal opinion. You buy and wear what you can afford and what you like. Now this 7mm rose gold in 14 karat shares a very, very beautiful rose tone, but it's all about that file, that squared off look, that fresh polish. It just hits a little bit different than, well, let's take this one off, than the traditional, worn, unclean 10 karat gold Miami Cuban link from Gold Fever. It just hits a little bit different. Like if we're putting them side by side here, 10 karat versus 14 karat, the colors aren't really that off, to be honest with you. They both share a very close likeness. Obviously, this one with a fresh polish has a more of a shine factor because this is beat to shit and worn like a motherfucker and I haven't cleaned it in weeks. But that squared off look versus that rounded off edge gives a bit of a vibe. Let me put this shit on wrist. This one is for sale. Probably by the time that this video comes out, it'll be long gone. This one is right under 1,700 bucks. And let's put this on wrist so you can see again. 7mm is just a little bit thinner than I personally like, but it's not about the size that I'm talking about here. It's the width, it's the cut. That square link, the way that it's filed on the sides, just gives it such a higher profile, a little bit more girth to the side, as opposed to the more flatter profile that you traditionally get from the Miami Cuban link, especially Daniel's, because it has a little bit of a sleeker look. So this square joint in rose gold really is a light, subtle flex, to say the least, and it's growing on me. Now, there's parts of me that are like, yo, Cuba, I think you need a 7mm back. I don't have my 7mm anymore because I've upgraded and downgraded so many goddamn times. But 7mm is the best size for a daily wear in a Miami Cuban link, in my opinion. Now, if this were a chain, this squared off look would definitely hit different. If this were like a true turtleneck piece, this rose gold in squared off link in a 7mm, look how much bigger in presence this looks on camera. It's not big in person, 7mm, but it is a perfect weight. Usually it hangs around, what is like 80-ish grams or 90, under 90 something grams around the neck. And this squared off look just gives you that thickness that you're looking for. It's growing on me, guys. So if you were to pick one, which one would you pick? Would you go traditional or would you go square? Which one catches your attention more? What side profile is really calling you? Granted, they don't look that different here, but trust me, in thickness size, it does present a presence. This square one, I feel the more people get exposed to it, the more it's gonna attract attention. This Miami Cuban Link squared off file is like a baby Curb's big brother. Like this is stepping it up into a different level. That thickness, that side profile right there, that shit just switches the game. It gives that thickness factor that the traditional Miami Cuban just doesn't do. I'm gonna put them both on the same wrist and give you that wrist profile. Not only are you able to see the difference between square and traditional, but now you're looking at 7mm versus 9. What do you guys think? Are you leaning towards the square file or are you a traditionalist and will stick with what works? Let me know. I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test. Cuban. For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, start attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that